In India, we are focusing on out of the box activities. But what I mean to say, if you have to reach to the global standard, out of the box will not work. You have to throw the box out.
Welcome to VUTV. Today we have with us Dr. Pramod Mahajan sir from Sharjah Indian Public School. He is the school director and principal over there. Welcome sir for today's podcast.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be with you.
We would love to hear out your story first and your journey, your academic journey from being starting your career with Podar, Lodha World School, now heading one of the largest school in Sharjah.
Yeah. So this is Dr. Pramod Mahajan, school director and principal of Sharjah Indian School. Sharjah Indian School is one of the oldest and biggest school of Gulf countries. It is owned and run by Indian Association Sharjah, one of the biggest association for the expats in the world. As far as my journey is concerned, I belong to a very small village called Bambhada in Burhanpur district, and we belong to a farmer community. But yes, the education is in my world. My parents, my grandparents, they are all educators. I completed my schooling from my hometown in my mother tongue, Marathi, then completed my high school from Government Higher Secondary School, Shahpur. My graduation, that is BSc, from SN College, Khandwa, which was affiliated with Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya Sagar, MSc also from there. I did my B.Ed from DAV Indore in creativity and science. My post-graduation is in physics, specialization in electronics and solid state. I started my career with a small school in Maharashtra, Khede, and then switch over to Army School, Mahu, MHW, Military Headquarters of War. That journey started as an educator, and then I have worked with Navodayas, with Kendriya Vidyalayas, and took over as a school leader, as a vice principal in Birla School, Kalyan. That is BK Birla Group of Schools. Then to the Poddar as a principal, as a founder principal of Poddar International School, Kalyan, Lodha World School as a founder principal. I worked with Arya Cambridge International School in Thane, Samashti International School, Hyderabad, and that continues. And now, yes, I headed 3 schools of GEMS Public School, that is from the GEMS Education, and nowadays from last 9 years, this is 10th year going on in Sharjah Indian School, one of the biggest and largest school of Gulf countries, and we have 10,000 plus students in a single campus where I am heading as a school director and a principal.
Lovely sir, I think that's a fantastic journey, heading schools from different board of education.
Yes.
And also at different places, like talking your journey from Indore, talking your journey at Maharashtra, Mumbai and Hyderabad as well.
And it's a state board, CBSE, ICSE,
Cambridge,
CIE, IB, all sort of things, and I'm the authorized principal from Cambridge also.
Lovely sir.
And in Sharjah, actually I'm one of the board of director of Sharjah Private Education Authority, principal council of Sharjah, government of Sharjah.
Incredible.
So like that, as far as the CBSE is concerned, I'm the city coordinator and looking after independently the 3 emirates, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah and Fujairah, as far as the practical exams and board exams and compartmental exams are concerned. Education, as I told you, BSc, MSc in physics. After that, I did my MBA in training and development from USA and honorary PhD on metaphysics.
Lovely.
Again, that is also from USA.
Lovely sir. I think that's a fantastic journey. Thanks for sharing your journey with us. I think that encourages all the educators what kind of a journey they can go as a teacher, as a primary teacher, principal, then a school director. You have spent a good amount of time in Middle East right now, and being part of SPEA, what you mentioned, and the CBSE coordinator, city coordinator for 3 emirates. What kind of a difference you find in terms of the education in Middle East and India, if you have to start, let's say 3 differences?
Yeah. See, there is no second thought that Indian education system has got upper age.
Oh, lovely.
There is no second thought about that. Yes, in Middle East, being the Indian educator in UAE and in the Gulf countries, what we found is the education system in UAE or in Gulf countries are somewhat more structured,
Okay.
somewhat more disciplined, more dedicated, and devotions are required in that. They have system and processes are in place, and we have to do whatever we wanted to do within the system and processes. The rules and monitoring agencies are very strict, and UAE is the place, rather than the Sharjah is the place where the Sharjah Private Education Authority, they worked with the principals.
Okay.
In India, the principal has to work 360 degree. There we are working with 360 degree, but at the same time, the SPIA officials work with us.
The government has
Is
spending a
working
good
with
amount
us,
of time
spending a
with
good amount of time,
the
good amount
educators.
of energy, good amount
True.
of. They are giving the opportunity for the training. In Sharjah, the Sharjah Private Education Authority, they have appointed SIAs. SIAs is what School Improvement Advisor.
Oh,
They are working with the principals.
Principals,
There is no
okay.
doubt, very strict school progress reviews are there.
Oh,
And
lovely.
if you are weak or if you are acceptable for continuous 2 years or 3 years, you will be in a soup. So
If
that
I
is
may
the-
ask, what kind of metrics they do for this SI?
See, for that matrix, there are 360 degree. They check each and everything.
Okay.
Like teaching and learning process of each and every teacher, each and every child, how the learning is happening, whether the learning is effective or not,
The pedagogy. of the-
whether your school is a happy school or not, whether the students are coming with the smiling face and going with the smiling face, whether the students owns the ownership of their own learning on their shoulder, whether the teaching is getting converted into the learning, whether the learning is visible in every corner of the schools. So these are the fundamental yardsticks or success criteria for the school review.
Lovely.
And the school review panel will be global. It is unbiased. They are global.
Global
They are very
panel.
senior edu leaders from various countries of the world. Finland, Australia, US, UK, Switzerland. They will be coming and they will be staying with you for complete 1 week.
Okay.
And from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. They observe each and everything, whatever you are doing, and how your learning process is beneficial for the students. How not only that the students owns their ownership of learning, whether the assessment is happening properly. And the days were gone when we were focusing in assessment of learning and assessment for learning.
Yeah.
Where in India particularly we are depending on assessment of and assessment for learning. In Gulf countries, in UAE, particularly in Sharjah, assessment as learning and assessment in learning is more important.
More important
More
to factor in.
important.
Yeah.
The teachers are just like a scaffolder,
Okay.
and the students are doing a lot. So that's the main difference. What I mean to say is that system and processes, very strict monitoring, school reviews, ownership of a learning on the shoulder of a student, teacher teaching converted into learning. That learning has to be visible. That are the macro level, we can say. Micro level, there are many things.
Lovely, lovely. I think that also highlights a very important process.
Yeah.
Like the process is more important than
More
the
important,
than
yes.
the outcome.
Then the outcomes. yes,
Outcomes.
yes.
I think that has been worked out well.
Yes.
So, because certainly, like there are a lot of things there are a lot of gaps which can't be solved
Yes,
on an
yes.
individual school level.
Yes.
But if you have to speak to an Indian principal, okay, and on an individual capacity, if a principal has to make certain changes
Yes, yes.
to pace it up to the world global education system, because I see GCC, like the Gulf countries,
Yes.
and the primarily Dubai and the UAE as a nation,
Yeah.
which has been a feeder for the global employment opportunities.
Yes, yes.
There has been, like in last decade, we have seen a lot of Indian universities and also universities from Australia, UK, US
Yeah.
have been setting up their sister campuses at
Yes.
UAE.
Now, for the Indian principals, what I mean to say, I worked in India also.
Yes, sir.
2 decades I have worked in India, more
Yeah.
than that, as a principal.
Right.
Now, what I mean to say, here the students are competent. The students have talent.
Right.
Whether we are, preserving or sustaining their talent, that's a big question mark. Whether we are teaching them what the students want, what they want to learn, how they want to learn, where they want to learn, in what way they want to learn, and what sort of learning makes them happy. Are we focusing on that?
Right.
That is the thing which the principals have to see. Now the principal should be proactive, not only the proactive, he should be futuristic. He should make the school future fit. See, whatever traditional or routine happening, that is everyone is doing that. Still in India, we are focusing on out of the box activities. But what I mean to say, if you have to reach to the global standard, out of the box will not work. You have to throw the box out, and then you have to do something. Instead of keeping the student restricted up to the curriculum and the book and this test and that test, and within the classroom, they have to come out of the classroom. They have to think about the global emerging trend. Whatever be the global emerging trend happening in the world, that has to be taken care of. There is no limit for the students. They are capable enough, they are competent enough. They are innovative, they are creative. But the question arises whether we are retaining their innovation, whether we are retaining their creativity, whether we are utilizing their competencies or not. That is required. One of my mentor, Professor Sugata Mitra, I worked with him for some months. He has conducted one experiment in various places. One of that experiment has done in Dharavi, Mumbai also.
Okay.
That is hole in a wall.
Okay.
The experiment says they have put they have made a wall, put some holes, and put the computers in that. And at the same time, they have given the very good scientific computers to I don't want to disclose the name of that school. Very high-fi 5-star, 7-star school. Computers were given. The high-level instructors were given. One very high-level company has been assigned to train those students. And here in the Dharavi, in their hole in a wall, the students, first generation learner, they have seen the computer first time. And they have been told, you do whatever you want to do with this computer. So after 3 months, we will have some group discussion, some examination or something, some assessment. When all those things were happened, these students who are from such a first generation learner, they did wonders with the computers. So the conclusion was, it was not what the computers will do to the students, but what the students will do with the computers. So, and then what was the conclusion of that experiment? That learning happens naturally.
Naturally, right.
One thing, and second thing is minimum intervention in the process of teaching learning brings the maximum learning outcomes.
Oh, that's
now the global trend is,
statement.
What is that minimum intervention? The minimum intervention is teacher should act as a scaffolder. Days were gone when the teachers were sage on a stage. Days were gone when the teachers were guide on a side. Even days were gone when the teachers are felicitator. Now they have to be a scaffolder. They should not hold the hand of a student and take them to their desired level or desired goal. They should walk with them and just scaffold them. Just scaffold them. Students will do wonders. Are we giving that complete ownership of learning to the students? Are we making the classrooms the thinking classroom? Or only we are keeping the classroom the teacher driven classroom? That's the question mark. If you are keeping the classroom teachers driven classroom, you will be driven by the change. But if you give the complete ownership to the students of their own learning, they will drive the change instead of getting driven by the change. I would like to cite the example of Finland. I was there in Finland for some weeks. What we observed there, they are throwing out the technologies. They are more on explorative learning, more on experiential learning. The teachers have given full freedom. There is no textbook, there is no curriculum, there is no standardized examination. The exams happen, first exams happen when the child is 17 or 18 years old. And they are leading the world. They are the toppers from the last 5 years for the exams like PISA, TEAMS, PEARLS. What does it mean? It means the same thing. And up to some extent, or we can say up to large extent, in GCCs, we are following the same track. In India, the innovation, creativity, and the students, who says for the Indian student the sky is the limit? No. For them, sky is not the limit, it is just beginning. But the thing is, up to what extent we scaffold them,
That's more
Up
important.
to what extent we fill up that gap, bridging that gap. Now the question arises, which gap? It is not only the learning gap, it is a thinking gap, it is a logical gap, it is an application gap. Are we thinking about that? After the corona, we started thinking about only the learning gaps. But what about the logical gap? What about the thinking gap? What about the understanding gap? What about the applying gap?
Even after COVID, the
Yeah.
focus was on technology adoption.
Technology adapt rather than what I mean to say, dumping the technology within the classroom. That is happening. See, my school is a techno-savvy school. We have firm belief that all the students and teachers should be techno-savvy, but they should not be techno-addict.
That's very important. Yeah.
They should not be techno-addict. We should machine learning. Nowadays, everyone is behind machine learning. Yes, machine learning is good, but you explore the machine for learning. But what is happening? We ourselves are becoming a machine.
Right.
The teachers have become machine. Students have become techno-addict. How the learning will happen?
True.
How the learning will happen? This technology, machines are the sophisticated add to help the students to understand at a depth. To help the, rather than, I don't want to use the word help, to assist the teachers to deliver in a better way.
Right.
Teachers are the masters. This technology and all those apps and things are the helpers. But you should take the help. You should not allow
Rely
them
on
to
them.
be the master.
Right, not
Should
rely on
not-
them,
Should
right.
not depend on them. Should not rely on them.
Right.
Because that's a question whether they are authentic.
True.
It's a question whether they are reliable. It's a question whether they are absolute truth. No, the things are changing. Now you take the case of ChatGPT. GPT-5 has come, ChatGPT is outdated. DeepSeek is outdated now, isn't it? So the things are changing. So in that field, if the India has to become a Vishwaguru, they have to focus on thinking about how to think, learning about how to learn, understanding about how to understand, applying about how to apply. These are all meta skills, I can say. So we have to scaffold the students or coach the students in the field of meta skills. And for that, the courses like you choose your own course, you choose your own curriculum, you own the ownership of your learning. That is important. And that will bridge the gap of thinking gap, learning gap, logical gap, understanding gap. That is required. And up to a large extent in GCC as well as abroad, the things are happening. They are working on that.
Lovely.
So like that. Now if I to cite the example of Sharjah, it's the only Emirates in the UAE or the only country in the world where only 4 days working are there. The schooling is only from Monday to Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, holiday. But holidays for what? What to be the next?
What to be done next?
Thinking.
Thank you. Yeah.
How to deal with that, how to think with that. So that is the thing. It is not like that the teachers are enjoying, 2 months summer vacation, 1 month winter vacation, 4 days working. It's not like that. They are beyond that. They are making the students to think, making the students independent learner. The real teacher, according to me, or the real schooling, according to me, is that which will make the students independent, explorative, lifelong learners. They should not depend on the school. They should not depend on the books. They should not depend on the curriculum. They should be the own generator of themselves.
Yeah.
Own scaffolder of themselves. So that's the thing required.
I think that's a great highlights, like couple of things which you have highlighted. I was just thinking on the similar lines how necessity has become the mother of invention.
Yes.
I think on the similar lines, curiosity is more important.
Yes.
Curiosity is more important.
There are 3 C's are important. Curiosity, make them curious. Like more than that, make them mad behind that. Make them idiot like that 3 idiots. Then only learning will happen. Otherwise not. If you remain a bookish bookworm, learning will not happen.
True.
So curiosity. Another one is clarity. There should be clarity. What you want to learn and why you want to learn, and whether this learning will be helpful to you to satisfy your inherent talent.
Yes.
So that clarity should be there. So and then the coherence will happen. So this curiosity, clarity
And coherence. Lovely.
That is the main fundamental factors of the learning.
This.
Okay, people will say theoretically that there are the four pillars of the global learning, that is learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, and learning to be. Yes, that is there. Because ultimately, you become a good scientist, you achieved so many degrees. And if the people don't want to live with you, what's the use of that? So learning to live together is very important.
Right.
And for that, degrees doesn't matter. For that, degrees doesn't matter. See, there are like literacy. The cultural literacy is also important.
Right. Certainly, sir.
There are people who are culturally literate. And you are having PhD, you are having double degree, this degree and that degree, but you are culturally illiterate. What is the use?
True.
So, and that's the basic concept of skill-based learning also. So that skilling about how to skill, that is also important.
Right.
But see, in the age of technology, the skills definition is also changing. There was a time when we used to say driving is a skill. Now driverless cars.
Right.
We used to say that COBOL, C++, Visual Basic, if you know VB+, you are a master in computing. Now where are those languages? Single click, everything will happen. You take the Apple, you take a smartphone, single click. There is no importance of any language. So whether it is that skill. So the skill is what? Skilling about how to skill. That is important. Now I'm very blunt and very transparent person. I'm MSc Physics. I scored very high percentage. But whatever I learned in MSc Physics, in electronics and solid state, now that is there in 11th and 12th. Now the question arises, what I learned. But one thing is sure, I learned learning about how to learn. Thinking about how to think. So if you make the students independent learner, things will happen. That is actually missing. We are imposing education and learning on the students. If we have to bridge the gap from schooling to the colleges, these points to be taken care of.
Lovely, sir. I think that was some lovely, great points which has to be of the importance. Probably, I think we have been working on the traditional thought that if you leave the student empty, then your empty mind is in devil's workshop. So that's the thought which teachers come in. So they just keep them occupied with assignments.
It's actually a creative workshop.
Obviously, sir. I think that has been changing.
If the roadmap and the pathway is clear for them,
right.
And if it is not there,
then it's going to be a devil's workshop. Yeah, certain. So I think that's the shift has to be focused. Like if you leave them on their own to figure out what they have to do, then greater innovation and greater invention will come in place.
If you challenge them effectively.
If
you welcome their mistakes.
Right.
See, in the teaching learning process, mistakes should be welcome. But you have to monitor that they should not repeat the same mistake.
Yeah.
If the same mistakes are happening, destruction is happening.
True.
Not only the mistake, new blunder should be most welcome. And that is actually the real learning.
Certainly. So is this also like the positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement of the mistakes, right?
Yes.
That is also more important. What kind of reinforcement you are looking into the place.
And see, reinforcement comes positive or negative, whatever. It comes with the stress. Nowadays, many people are telling that there should be a stressless. There should not be any stress in learning. We don't believe in that. Without stress, nothing will go ahead. Now think about yourself. For this podcast, don't you have some stress? What I will ask.
Right.
For me also, in what way I will answer.
I'll communicate, yeah.
For them also, like in what way they will shoot it. For him, what way he will be, recording it. So stress, but what sort of stress we have? Positive stress. You have stress that, okay, I will do it in a better way. I have stress that, yes, this time I will give the good answer. So that motivates us.
Yeah.
So that stress is motivating us. So that stress is required. Negative stress, that stress which demotivate you. No, okay, school director with 35 years of experience is coming home. What I will ask? Forget, then you're finished.
Right.
So without stress, nothing goes ahead.
Right.
But there is a stress which motivates you.
Yeah.
So that stress is required in the teaching learning process.
Certainly. I think that's a good.
And that
differentiation.
gives the reinforcement.
Certainly.
And definitely it will be positive.
Positive, yeah.
It will be positive.
There's a very positive outlook to look stress as an opportunity to.
The outlook itself is a positive thing.
True.
there is no negative outlook.
So also, how do you think and how do you perceive things? How do you see things as also is a part like ego, like a term like ego.
Yeah.
It can be used as a term to challenge yourself.
Yes.
At the same time, it is also used as a term when you start hating things out.
Yes.
Hating things out. So I think that's a good part. In the last discussion, you also mentioned, like during the conversation, you mentioned about students curating their own degree. I think that is something we do at Vijayabhumi University.
Yes. No, I'm impressed with the Vijayabhumi University or Veerabhumi University. It's what? That is something great that they are curating their own curriculum. They are curating their own ways to deal with that. And I have discussed with your student council.
Right.
So the way they were telling you, we have less faith in writing, we have more faith in speaking, voice, applying, understanding, reaching. That is something great. And when they curate their own curriculum, so it helps them, it provides them the platform to jump high. To jump high in such a manner, again, sky is not the limit, it is just beginning. So that's a good start. And then your dual degree, you are that model that you can study here for 2 years abroad, and that too with the universities like French and all
Catch Business School, Texas State University.
Texas and Paris, all those things. 2 years there, 2 years here, or 3 years here, 1 year there, or completely 4 years here. That is something great.
With a degree of their
university. With a degree of
the respective
universities. That is something great. Now it's really indicates the the dream of our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, that local to global. That proves that thing. So no doubt the technology should be utilized for this purpose.
Certainly, sir.
Bringing Texas and Paris within the classroom of Karjat. That is the use of technology. That way the technology is assisting to you. What if you are going to become a technocrat to the Paris? What's the use? You are you. Who will be the scaffolding you? You and only you.
Yes.
And that is possible when you are using that technology.
Right.
Like that. Bringing Paris, bringing Texas, bringing that university and this university within the classroom of Karjat. That is something great.
Perfect.
And that you people are doing, so credit goes to you. That is something. This I call throwing the box out. Not doing the out of the box activities, but throwing the box.
Throwing the complete box out. Yeah.
And for that, big salute to the team of Veerabhumi University, that you people are doing that thing, and Mr. Sanjay Paturde, that he has that vision. During my discussion with him, he has clearly mentioned, for me the financial number is already achieved. I have to bring some change. With that attitude, if the owner is scaffolding the staff, things will happen.
Lovely, sir.
So that number will come. That quality matters. No doubt, quantity plays a vital role. But if the quality is ensured, quantity will come by default. By default.
It just follows you.
It just follows you.
It just follows the whole process, sir. I'll just end this with the last question to you. You have been seeing a lot, because you mentioned during your process, like in your respective school, you have a lot of Indian expats. I just wanted to understand the learner-centric mindset, because we have had a good discussion around the educator-centric mindset. If you have to talk a learner-centric mindset, a general, like a student from like me,
Yeah.
who has been an Indian student, our focus has been always around like extracurricular is just a secondary or tertiary thing, primarily focus on the marks. So what has been the learner-centric mindset of a, let's say,
See,
GCC student?
in GCC students, they understand one thing. The marks is not their life.
Okay.
And abroad, in India also now they have understood that thing. The
Slowly it's
schools,
moving in, yeah.
Slowly they are understanding the
It's moving in.
schools are not the factories of the marks. And the competency matters.
Competence is really
Competency matters. And now people are studying or learning for fun. Like there is a joy.
The joy of
joyful
making,
learning.
yeah.
The joy of learning.
Joy of learning.
And they wanted to satisfy their inherent talent. If their inherent talent is not satisfied, the learning will not happen.
True.
And as a school leader, school teacher or school leader, we do not have any magical stick that will rotate that stick and the learning will happen. No, learning is very complicated thing.
Right.
Now people are understanding why music is having upper age in every school or every college. Like in your universities also I have seen a lot of work is being done on music.
Right.
Yes, it internally satisfies. And if you are internally satisfied, you can do the magic. So sports, why? Again, the sportsman spirit, your psychomotor domain. Until and unless you are good at psychomotor domain, your cognitive domain will not work. So they say that there should be a synchronization between cognitive domain, and psychomotor domain. So for that, such activities are important.
Right.
Even the technological aspect, that is also important. You design a robot, you design a 3D printers with some devices, you do something in carpentry, you dance, you sing, you shout, you play, you argue, you debate, you make a music, your own music. That is important. You play whatever you wanted to play. And see, your interest, your aspiration and your competencies, these are all different things. All are Sachin Tendulkar. His interest was not in cricket at all. He was a badminton player. But Mr. Achrekar, see the real scaffolder, he found that this gentleman has that competency of cricketing. And ultimately, the Sachin Tendulkar become the god of cricket.
Even MS Dhoni as well, football to cricket.
Yes. MS Dhoni started with his football.
Football to cricket.
But it's to cricket. So, competency matters. Your expertise in what? That will change.
That will change it eventually in the life.
Eventually in the life by scaffolding.
So
that is important. So now learning-centric mind is what they wanted to learn for joy. So joyful learning. They wanted to satisfy their inherent talent. And in that they have to take the risk. A risk is important. Calculated risk or whatever. Risk is risk. The risk is required. And if you are taking the risk, if you are a risk taker, you will be successful learner. So that is important. And if you don't want to take the risk, if you wanted to remain within that curriculum, within that book, within that textbook, within that unit test, within that term test, then though you will omit, you will mug up and omit in the exam, you will get 90%, but competency wise, nothing. So like that. There are incidences where the students who has failed in 10th standard, topper of 12th standard. There are incidences who are topper in 12th standard rather than district topper and India topper. They were not seen in the first 100 in JEE. They are not seen in the first 500 in NEET exam. What does it mean?
True.
It means that you are only mugging up and omitting in the examination. Understanding is less. And that is why there is no percentage criteria for the IAS examination.
True.
There is no written examination for the PhDs, the highest degree in the education, YYYs and thesis. So that is because thinking matters.
Thinking matters, true.
So that is important.
Perfect, sir. I think, sir, thank you so much for the thoughts and probably with your vision, like risk hai to iske, like I think that's been a growing term in the Indian students right now. We will have better learners and learner-centric mindset primarily. With VUTV, that's the objective which we invite educators like you to share your perspective about the education system, which becomes a breeding ground of innovation and thinking positively in the education space. That's our objective to host this podcast. Thank you for joining us today.
Actually, your questions bring the better answers, and that is another criteria of the good learning. Fertile questions, not the right answers, not the wrong answer. If a question is fertile, you have a multiple answers, and then you will have a opportunity to choose the best appropriate answer. And that answer matters because the question was fertile. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.